My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com.
Alrighty, you have a Latino male engaging in what is group stalking with a minion that's at Motor Inn at 111 Lemon Avenue, using that venue as a means of stalking in the path. And the fake sun is right over me. And it is currently 8:28 a.m. License plate 8V57292. This is Landscape Services, license number 891984. This says TLC, Commercial Maintenance Landscape Services. This minion that is using a leaf blower uses it as a method of stalking with audible activity. And I'm documenting, first of all, you're stalking and monitoring, and I'm documenting you. And you are also aware of the fact that you're being documented. And this is also a demon who was threatening and concerning on behalf of the state as well. So I want to be clear, this minion engages in what is, first of all, not even correctly citing any law while he's in my country. This is a Latino male, likely not even a natural-born citizen, while he's engaging in what is criminal summoning, and that's the state flying over. I wish you would touch me. I wish you would touch me.
Get away from me. What are you doing?
I wish you would touch me.
What are you doing near me?
I'm standing on the sidewalk. It's public. Mind your business.
Why are you videoing me?
Mind your business. I'm standing on the sidewalk, minding my business.
Man? Why are you taking pictures?
I'm minding my business.
You're going to go in jail. That's jail.
Okay. This is P.O.C. It's 8:30. You're already calling the cops. Talk to him.
Yeah, that's my boss.
Oh, okay. You sound like you were talking to the cops. What your cops going to do? What's the cops going to do?
They're going to take you for
Why are you monitoring?
Pictures.
Guess what? I'm documenting. Are you a natural-born citizen? Because you're going to get out of my country. That's what you're going to do. License plate 5UTE686. You're not welcome while you're monitoring with this minion right over here with Motor Inn. They're monitoring together. License plate, gonna get right up out of my country, and then has the audacity to try to threaten while you're engaged in federal group stalking monitoring. Monitoring with this minion 7L10780 while they make a U-turn in the middle of the street in relevant position, 5ZEH342. Doing so on behalf of the state that you hear in the background, hovering by aircraft. The same way the entity was stalking last night on this same street, by the way, touching me with directed light while that minion is parked at a distance. And then you hear what? The entity hovering via aircraft. This minion that is creating audible activity in operation of a communication device, using harassment as his guise of what is monitoring, by the way. Don't be distracted by that. It is the P.O.C. But I do address what is going to be federal prison and or deportation with regard to minions like this who are in my country. And you're monitoring me, violating my constitutional rights, and then you're referencing the demon-possessed law enforcement agencies on top of that. Hilarious. 5VUH688, while the entity is providing documentation that I'm going to prosecute him with, hovering via aircraft, okay? 8YTE604, this is a third party over here. It's currently 8:31 a.m. It is currently Saturday, March 19, 2022, and this is P.O.C. Capturing a plethora of images of this minion that's communicating a threat. Understand, this is the government that's communicating a threat, while this demon-possessed third party is monitoring, representing the state that's placing you under surveillance, and then communicating a threat. Understand, to the ordinary targeted individual, that is an act of terrorism. While you are stalking, you are monitoring in violation of existing federal law, and not only that, you're a demon who is tracking your every step, and this is a show of hostility, which is a threat. I mean, in every way, the most audacious and patently ridiculous response to what is your criminal conduct that's no longer a secret. So the fact that you're engaging in this criminal system is not a secret, and what you're doing on behalf of the government is going to be published all over the internet because it is a public matter. What the government is doing, it's a matter of public corruption, and you're talking about what is also a threat to that American citizen who's subject to what is the criminal targeting of a people and by a government. And so you're listening to that audible activity. All right, I'm going to prosecute him with that. License plate, Hart, Y-L-I-N-G. It is currently 8:32 a.m. 7 CCS 957, and that is the fake sun that's right over me, and the entity that you hear in the background hovering by aircraft while this minion is talking about I'm breaking the law. License 77180J2. First of all, like I said, you're documenting and you're going to document. Second of all, like I stated, even if the target individual was stealing a candy bar from the grocery store, you're under surveillance. The government is watching you. The government is the criminal. 6UEL224. And you remember that. 8TDR530, 5SQD580, and not in any way excusing or advocating criminal activity. That's not what I'm stating. What I'm stating is that the criminal is one that is, if you've ever heard of the legal doctrine, fruit of the poisonous tree. But this is on a whole other level beyond that, because the entity is, this is the government with regard to surveillance of your whole life, everything that you're doing, everywhere where you work, who you are associating with, everything about your life, you're placed under surveillance by the very people that surround you, whether you know them or not. Everyone, okay, everybody in your neighborhood. Okay, and this, you understand this by the environment that you're in. So I want to be, and it's a demonic system. So first of all, you're talking about what is understanding the totality of the big picture. 30141 into 8W98528, 8YWV994. Were the target individual in a situation or circumstance, which is also relevant how they got to that state, by the way, if they are indeed stealing a candy bar from a grocery store. You're talking about what is relevant with regard to any precipitating facts leading to that circumstance. Were they perhaps in such a dining in their stealing? Again, not advocating criminal conduct of any nature to any degree. What I am stating is that the system that you are subject to, first of all, the government is the criminal. The government already knows that you're at the grocery store, is watching you, and is placing you under surveillance. And the fact that you are engaging in what is indeed criminal, we're not going to change what that is, but you're talking about what is relevant to the criminal system, and that is what is controlling. State surveillance in violation of your constitutional and human rights. Every demon that works at that grocery store, they also know what you're doing. You're talking about what is the fallacy of free society, what's the fallacy of normalcy, and they're not normal. They're placing you under surveillance, and they know that you place a candy bar in your pocket. All right, but you're talking about what is a demon-possessed population, NZP 6994 included, Texas, and you're talking about what is maintaining that concealed existence. So, no, they're not going to run up and say, I know you stole that candy bar. These are demons that surround you. They know exactly what you're doing. They know what you're doing in the bathroom, too. That's why they're going to be prosecuted as a perpetual sex offender. While demons are of that condition and placing you in surveillance, not just the fact that they're demons, but those are demons that are engaging in surveillance in a specific environment. All right. And so it's an ongoing collection of facts that is speaking to that prosecution. Demons that are in a bathroom in that specific environment, they're placing you under surveillance, and that's a sex offender. And you don't have a right as in the shoes of the government in the private space. You're engaging in that conduct, and you're a sex offender, a violent one, an entirely demented one. A whole perpetual sex offender, and that's exactly how you're going to be prosecuted. So you have minions like this one in the background, and you're speaking to, first of all, what is false. You don't even know what you're talking about. Second of all, you're going to document the government that's placing you under surveillance. Third of all, he's literally under the fake sun, a demon stalking with audible activity, acting with these other demons who are pacing around, and doing so while the entity then hovers by aircraft. Okay, so while you are engaging in, if you actually were breaking the law, 32581D3, it is that which is information that is of a poisonous tree, if you will, those who are familiar with the law. And the entity is engaging in what is criminal at the outset, having that knowledge which it has attained illegally, placing you under surveillance. This is illegal in the United States. We have what is called a constitution. Whether or not the government is defecating on it or not, you are able to enforce your rights under it. All right, so you're 35590Y1, and the entity is engaging in what is maintenance, acquiring ongoing knowledge on a daily basis, on an ongoing ceaseless basis of everything that you're doing, including as you engage in a petty theft of stealing a candy bar from the grocery store, because you may have been brought to a circumstance where, say, you can't even afford to buy a candy bar. The county building, whatever county you're in, I'm just giving you an example, where they're monitoring you at the county building and they're refusing to give you benefits in order to have, for example, EBT to buy for food, or they're discriminating against you based on the allotment of money that you get and you don't have enough to get anything to eat. While that county building, that entity is monitoring you. It's all part of the larger picture. This is not anything that is relevant to some administrative hearing or some complaint. You are placed under surveillance, and these are all the ways in which that entity is engaging in targeting you and harassing you and engaging in ongoing oppression while they maintain ongoing knowledge of everything you're doing, including the fact that you may or may have not stolen a candy bar in the grocery store because of the current financial situation that you are in, which is directly precipitating from the criminal system that this entity has placed you under in violation of your constitutional and human rights. So I want to be clear, not only is this ignoramus a dummy, okay, and I'm going to prosecute him, and I got his close-up images, and while he wants to threaten, those are the very minions that, first of all, if he's not an American citizen, you deport. You don't even have a right to be in my country, and I'm going to say that flat out. You don't have a right to be in my country placing me under surveillance. You don't. Go back to wherever it is that you came from. All right. It is the quintessential example and demonstration of unworthiness to be in this constitutionally bound country, period. Second of all, if you're not a natural born citizen, get out. And third of all, since you want to threaten an American citizen's liberty while you're engaging in that system, speaking as the state, stalking as the state, stalking with the state while the entity is engaging in all manner of a communication of a threat. You're hovering over me by aircraft. You're molesting me with directed light. You're pacing around me with demons in that environment. And then you want to talk about I'm breaking the law, which is not even true. You're talking about you're going to call the police, which is a threat, while you're engaging in the P.O.C. While they engage in that, they go to federal prison. Understand, it's as simple as that. And that's exactly what I documented. And I got this Minions license plate. And Ontario Police 8XRZ046 Minions 1567617 vehicle 1996, I believe, or 1986. Those are minions that are monitoring with that demon who shall be deported, okay? And the law enforcement, the demon-possessed population that acts with such minions, they are listening together while they engage in such harassment. Everything that minion is saying is a part of what is used to create, by the way, an ongoing false narrative. One minion says, "Oh my gosh, she attacked me. Oh, she put a glass bottle under my vehicle." That's what Starbucks is saying. She put a glass vehicle under 57467683. That's the license plate. She placed the glass under, which is absolutely this. Whew, I'm not going to name call this minion Jacques at Starbucks. It doesn't even make sense what he's alleging. But like I said, everything is a matter of documentation. Not only what I documented at Starbucks on September 19, 2021, but what's on their surveillance cameras. All right, while they're literally making it up. 9F68439, Pallet Market Incorporated. But nonetheless, let me tell you something. While an entity is engaging in waging false allegations, which is their audible activity while they're monitoring you with the state, and they're doing it before what are a demon-possessed population that work for law enforcement, you're talking about what is an ongoing method. While demons are acting together, everything that they're saying is a matter of published information. So one demon is lying, and the rest of them are engaging in what is corroborating a lie, okay? And then you're talking about what Jacques was doing. Jacques, I'm referencing the store manager. This is a demon possessed, and he demonstrated that demon possession, the light activity inside of Starbucks. You witnessed demonic activity. 8MZK978, 6UEL224. You witnessed demons who also are both fearful and showing hostility based on that fear that they are experiencing because I'm there documenting them and I'm telling them what's going to happen. They're going to federal prison. License plate, GPC. License 8M56944. GPC is the one that was group stalking, as I showed you, while the state was keeping the fakes in over the museum, and they were group stalking on the opposite side of the train tracks. And those minions were at the dead end of Emporia, like they're cuddling and they're sitting around in directed light just manifesting in the shape. That documentation, that's GPC. Anyway, the entity engaging in what is the communication of a threat while it engages in such creations of false narratives. The entity routinely engages in this, and everything that they say, because you're placed under surveillance and because they're demons acting together, one demon utters a lie, they're not having some meeting in the morning before they're encountering you in the path. All right, you're talking about what's a matter of publication. That's what criminal defamation is. You utter it into the environment, it's already published, and it's serving a criminal system of surveillance. All right, whether it's waging of false allegations in order to result in a kidnapping and harassment, or whether it's engaging to occurring to engage in what is the kidnapping into a mental ward as Lisa Rogan, the Rancho Cucamonga courthouse, the Ontario Fire Department, as you hear them sounding sirens, they're monitoring. They're going to federal prison for that. That's what they engaged in on August 6, 2019 with Tracy Banks and the Ontario Police Department. You're talking about what is a matter of criminal defamation as they utter it into the atmosphere. They are telling everyone this is what we're going with. Understand what's going on with that. Or you talk, oh, you're breaking the law. He's not confused about what the law is. This minion is monitoring and also engaging in what is a show of hostility and wants to engage in what is grounds for summoning law enforcement. It's not grounds for summoning law enforcement. It's not. 8AOA032, and that was criminal summoning you heard in the background by the Ontario Fire Department, who are under the fake sun engaging in massive facilitation. All right, sounding sirens while there's no traffic, sounding sirens while they're in direct alignment with me at Metro 102 where they were already present. TO3 1250, monitoring with the Ontario Fire Department, a demon, the same condition, monitoring with communication devices. And this Latino male who's group stalking at 150 East Holt, that's where I was at, by the way, and then crossing the street to motor in at 111 Lemon Avenue in Ontario, California, where the fake sun remains. All right, the entity is keeping that light source and engaging in what is facilitation. Those minions are monitoring with the fire department as well. I want to make sure I go ahead and punctuate that. So with regard to what is the creation of a lie, I want to be clear, when you're talking about what is the P.O.C, don't be confused. What they say out loud is a matter of publication. It is relevant to what are additional federal crimes, criminal defamation. Criminal defamation serves what is kidnapping, what is ongoing the ongoing infliction of oppression, of kidnapping either in a state facilitating venue such as West Valley where surveillance is underway, Central Detention Center where surveillance is underway, okay, Glen Helen Rehabilitation Center where surveillance is underway, documented it. All right, the entity stalking via helicopter, the entity stalking with a fake sun, the entity stalking and molesting with directed light inside of the venue, and methods of light activity such as inside of Central Detention Center and Glen Helen, where they don't have, first of all, which is not even form. Okay, but like I said, at West Valley, they have window slots. They're not even windows. You can't see any sun. And again, the sun is not adjacent to buildings. The sun is supposed to be over us. It's not hovering above the sidewalk like the buildings that we are inside of. It's above us. All right, and that is speaking to what is natural light activity that's not going to appear actually inside of the depths of buildings. The sun is above building structures, and it's going to be shaded. That's just common sense, letting you know that. And so at West Valley, because of by virtue of just the presence of there's window slots, the entity engaged in aiming directed light as though that is a window where the sun is right next to that window, and sunlight is horizontally shooting like a laser from the bottom floor up to the top floor, and not only that, remaining all day long, and did that not from the bottom to the top, from the left side to the right side of those jail cells while I was kidnapped and subject to criminal defamation. It's the same ignoramus, all right, that is the entity, the same entity, and I documented on surveillance cameras while subject to kidnapping, the entity engaging in what is this satanic surveillance system inside of the state facilitating venues. This is directly relevant to what are the federal crimes of criminal defamation, all right, waging of the criminal act of waging false allegations while you are representing the government. That's a very specific intent to engage in what is attempted kidnapping and harassment by an entity that is demon possessed. All right, so I just want to point that out to you. 68272Z1, or you can scratch that, I can't really say that one. But anyway, I just want to point all those other coinciding facts out to you. Nonetheless, you are getting out of this country. First of all, you're talking about what is dealing with the reality, which you can't control. The demon-possessed, those who serve Satan, those who are hellbound. It is something that's outside of your control. Obviously, you can't do that, and you can't do anything about that. But you're talking about the criminal conduct, that it is very relevant as to their condition, demon possession, while they're engaging in criminal conduct with a government. All right, demons that want to engage in terrorizing. Okay, but for documentation, but for legislation, but for a prosecution to deal with such demons, you're talking about all manner engaging and treating life like it's some sort of haunted house. Satan getting kicks off of having your shadow swirling all around you, trying to terrorize you. Oh, you did it to the wrong one, though. I will legislate off of that very demonic conduct that you engage in corporately. These demons that live around and work around and are maintaining presence around are acting together as one. They're all demons, all of them. And their routine, their ritualistic stalking activity with light, with audible activity, as a pack, in a group, together, wherever they are at. They are not escaping prosecution. They're not escaping documentation. They're not escaping in any way and are exempt in no way from that ongoing identification of the demon possessed. That's exactly why the environment is here. Documentation of one demon is letting you know about what's going on with every single last one of them. Okay, you're subject to a massive system that surrounds you, and the ways in which they engage in the pattern of conduct is the ability to create. All you're doing is framing the demon possessed with legislation that exists. You're talking about the conduct of a sex offender, somebody that's violating your person, while they're also violating your rights. You're stalking. You don't even have. What are you stalking for? You're stalking on behalf of the government, and then you want to touch. You think you're impervious to being prosecuted because you're engaging in that which is demonic, and you have the ability to manifest light, which is entirely demented and terrorizing. Okay, so you want to touch with that light while you're monitoring? That's a sex offender. Okay, they want to touch all the time. This is the objective of the demon possessed. This is what the fake sun is all about. That's a massive prosecution by the government, by the way. The government shall be placed on the books as a sex offender. That's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what this years of documentation is going to result in addition to the prosecution of the people of the state. Demons who touch you with light while they are surrounding you in the path, just as I showed on a daily basis, and I've captured as a matter of documentation for years, all right, as they demonstrate to the world, which would be evidence for anyone to understand and now know with objective evidence what is the demon possessed, what they engage in, what the environment looks like. It's not some mystery, and it's not based on what you see in I see dead people, scary movies. No, it's nothing like that. Nothing like that. That's a caricature. Oh, you know the demon possessed by what they're doing. The demon possessed, just like you see in my videos, they like to touch with directed light. Well, they just gave you a neon blinking sign. That's how you know that they are of that condition. And you're in that environment, you're placed under surveillance. All right, so you have all manner of the ability to prosecute. So anyway, I just want to go through that. That was criminal summoning that you hear by the Ontario Fire Department. That was the communication of a terrorizing threat by the demon-possessed Ontario Police Department, who are listening to me create legislation and document the entity while I'm speaking to what is the necessary grounds of deporting such minions, as you are listening to what is, first of all, he's an ignoramus trying to cite the law to me while you are in violation of the law, and literally the government is providing documentation, which I'm going to use to prosecute you and the rest of the demons that are monitoring with you. That's how you are talking about surrounding an inferior entity with evidence. All right, that's the P.O.C. It is currently 8AIZ 382. That's a license plate 6MYC 139. It's currently 8:49 a.m. License 4GDC 409 071VV handicap. License 6ZXL225 75339F3. What is so outrageous to me, I find it comical. While the entity places you under surveillance, and this is the conduct of any hypocrite, of any criminal, 7CIM426, of any coward, really, one that cannot handle what it's dishing out. You're placing one under surveillance, and then you're going to be documented. And guess what? You're going to get the same attention, even more attention. And you're going to suffer under the law for it, what you're doing. And you can't handle it. Talking about, you can't document, essentially, you can't gather documentation of what is your criminal activity. That's essentially what you're, I mean, I've never, asinine. I mean, just absurd, okay? 7YVN123. And this is the bottom line. Satan's not making the rules. Satan's not making the rules. Satan is being bound by rules, okay? This is binding that, okay? It is bound up. 4JVR018. You're not making any rules. You are bound by them. So like I said, the entity is engaging in that absurd conduct, but pay attention, take a step back and pay attention to what I'm speaking to, what is so absurd. BF68S30 paper. The entity is engaging in this conduct, which is placing you under surveillance. All these demons together at once on communication devices place you under surveillance. And then when you're documenting it, they don't like that. But what are you doing? It is the most, just idiocy. 28338M2, that's Downey Wholesale Incorporated, California 141786, and terrorizing with directed light. It is 8:51 a.m. That's the pattern of conduct, though. That's P.O.C. And that Minion Wholesale Incorporated, touching with directed light and possible light under the fake sun that remains stationary, by the way, not moving with the bus as it was yesterday at 8:49 as I captured the Minion of Omnitrans employee number 3016. The fake sun earlier than it was 48 hours ago as I remained at this time at the Starbucks, which again is relevant to where I'm remaining at what is the Mercy House at 435 South Bondview. All of this is showing what is ongoing stalking with a fake sun. Let me remind you, while that entity is crossing path under the fake sun, that is stationary and is not moving, because moments after I got on the bus, I showed you the video of at 1850 East Holt Boulevard, the Circle K, the same corner, because I'm showing you as I'm leaving at different times, the fake sun is remaining above me at different times, which is an impossibility. If that's the fake sun that's supposedly moving in motion, then it's not maintaining perpetual presence over some single stationary address, such as the B&G Plaza, but that's what it's doing right now. 14ADIOS, even though yesterday at this time I'm already on the bus, I already left. Okay, Wholesale Incorporated is a demon who was stalking, present in this environment on purpose, and is a demon demonstrating that demon possession, while directed light is coming toward me while they are doing nothing other than driving in a vehicle under what's supposed to be the sun. It's not even form. And that's not even the sun. You're breaking down every aspect of the P.O.C. That's not the sun. That's not sunlight. 8BCD744, and that's the conduct of a demon. Just want to point that out to you. It's 8:53 a.m. 8DSV059, 8LGD160, 8UUP925, 8EQF123, 6WJF, 860-6E14946, 5Z91734, 5UNC168. CEH650, 32754H3. Nine AEY 643, 8905, 3V2, 7NZZ 038. Seven NKR 228. Eight E10391. That's amplification. It literally sounds like an organ that's on a microphone that's surrounding on both sides of the street. 8XDY266, that's demonic. That's demonic, and it doesn't even sound like a train. Like I said, it is currently 8:55 a.m. It's occurring under the fake sun that's stationary over Shiro's Liquor today. Not moving in the window of the bus driven by employee 3016 who left at 8:49 a.m. And so did the fake sun. 8 NFT, I can't really see that one. 4J, and by employee number, I'm referencing Omnitrans, okay? Engaging in state surveillance, using the roads and the highways, okay? That's P.O.C. Ontario Police Group stalking with the rest of the people in traffic under the fake sun. Let me show you this. It's 8:55 a.m. It is 8:57 a.m. on the Omnitrans, at which I captured video of group stalking by the Ontario Police Department. Monitoring in concert with the people of the state, and doing so under the stationary presence of the fake sun, as I capture at this time. And remember, immediately yesterday, the light source is over the Shiro's Liquor, where it's moving in real time, which is how I captured the next video at the intersection of Vineyard and Holt, where that light source is turning, no longer just going straight. The bus turns, the fake sun turns, and that's necessarily the case street for street, turn for turn, as I am in motion headed toward Fontana yesterday. At 8:56 a.m. it remains stationary, and that is also the bigger picture with regard to my maintenance of presence at Mercy House. While it's over the Shiro's Liquor, it is not over 435 South Bondview. The entity kept the fake sun until 1:36, never advancing beyond that property. That's why it's directly over my head as I capture at 1:36 p.m. The entity placing the fake sun over the venue where I'm located, and that is speaking to the ongoing surveillance subject to that by law enforcement and the people of the state, including Omnitrans, who is arriving and you see molesting, terrorizing with what is engineered light, 6ZTU396, and molesting with direct light as well. 8C80019, 5ZZX195, 7CKA060. License 8UYM161. NNP 308. 8YEV 128. Rider crossing path going westbound on Hull Boulevard. The nearest intersection being Bondview. Allen and Bondview. That's what we just passed. That would also be on surveillance cameras of the Omnitrans bus. Oh 4-72283.
Grove Avenue.
8UYM161. UEL 167. License 9E98200. That's a large truck with the logo. Just has white letters ALT. It's a black truck with a white logo ALT. 8VQA 503. One 2480B3. Alt crossing path with directed light. Directed light while these minions get on the bus. It's 9:01 a.m. Is everything okay? Is everything okay? Did you hit my chair on purpose? Oh, okay. That's a passive-aggressive demon who I captured his image. He's hitting my chair, which is active recreation. It's also a demon that's engaging in what is harassment. I'm just addressing it. I don't need the answer to the question. That's a demon, and that's a method of harassment. License 18716T1. Light activity at the United States Postal Service on Hull Boulevard. Not the one at 123 West Hull Boulevard, the one that is, we're going eastbound on Hull Boulevard. It is adjacent to the property 1619 Hull Boulevard. But that's the United States Postal Service. You got a minion sitting in the middle of that parking lot with their hazard lights on. That's a state facilitating venue.
Then you're down here.
C8KGV186.
Stop requesting.
8YMW86F.
Please use rear doors.
Sí. Por favor, usar la puerta trasera.
8LSG873. 6YHU753. 51747. I can't run through the rest of them. License 7C22861. WYB 398 87128U2. Turning onto Airport Drive. The fake sun remains over, just like you saw at Shiro's Liquor. The entity keeping the fake sun over me on the bus turning at the corner, the same corner where I captured multiple videos, not just yesterday and the day before yesterday. This is a wealth of documentation. Let me give you an example. What I documented yesterday and the day before yesterday, getting on route, oh no, not the day before yesterday, specifically yesterday, getting on at 8:49 a.m. It is a method of, you're actually covering many things at one time. First of all, you're understanding and cataloging, witnessing what is the documentation of a fake sun, the light source, speaking to the environment that you're in when you're under what is surveillance by a government that's engaging in a satanic targeting system, using public transportation, which is quote unquote bound by schedule. I documented the same time frame on January 20th, 2022, if you recall, and I went to the city of Upland after leaving and arriving at the Fontana Metrolink train station. That is also ongoing documentation that already exists, and this is before daylight savings time. So you're talking about what is relevant as opposed with regard to what is adding on an hour to, or removing an hour as to what I documented yesterday, or adding on an hour to what I documented January 20th. It is the same documentation. This is the same route, okay? And on January 20th, I went to Upland Public Library where I arrived within the 1 o'clock hour, 8 UEL 177. And the 1 o'clock hour, this is after I remained at, I came to Metrolink train station, and then I got on Route 66. The state kept the fake sun over me, did not remain over the Fontana Lewis Library. Regardless of daylight savings time, this is what you're paying attention to, stalking with the fake sun, all right? Remaining where I am with a light source that is not the sun, because on January 20th, what did I do? That's another vivid example. Regardless of daylight savings time or not, you're talking about what is stalking with a fake sun. And it remains over me as I do not remain at Fontana Lewis Library. I get back to the Metrolink train station. I get on the bus and I get on Route 66, and I'm showing you the fake sun following me the entire route, 7XBN 179. And I arrive in what is Upland, California, okay, where the fake sun remains over me as I'm documenting the fake sun over me at the Chase Bank, at the Vons. I'm documenting the entity keeping the fake sun over me as I ultimately arrive in the afternoon at the Upland Public Library. I in no way remain in Fontana like I did yesterday. It is directly relevant with regard to showing what is stalking with a fake sun, 7G and P232. And that is what I mean with regard to paying attention to what I'm documenting. And I've documented this before. I'm remaining cognizant and incorporating the rules that we generally apply, because I'm showing you this is not the sun. 8ZSF987. Daylight savings time or not. It's not. That has nothing to do with what is keeping a fake sun over me as I go to Fontana, keeping it in Fontana, setting it over me in Fontana, and going to what is Upland, where the entity kept the fake sun for the duration of the day as I arrived in the afternoon at the Upland Public Library. Which, by the way, the documentation of Upland, California is also speaking to the ongoing surveillance that you're subject to, because that's why it's arriving in the afternoon as opposed to when I'm arriving there at 8, 7 o'clock in the morning. The fake sun is over me while I'm there. Following there, remaining while I am there, not remaining in the city of Fontana, setting over me while I'm standing on the sidewalk of the Fontana Lewis Library property, and while I'm standing at Sierra Avenue and Arrow Boulevard in Fontana, the same intersection where 8.5 hours earlier yesterday, the fake sun was over me at that same intersection. All right, this is the ongoing pattern of conduct. And that minion, surrounded with that level of evidence, EB691 handicap, engaging in what is harassment, engaging in what is criminal summoning. Your audible activity is waging a threat. You will go to federal prison for that. Zero tolerance. 7PLR239. U868CO. And you're talking about what is deportation for one that doesn't even have any business in this country monitoring an American citizen. Okay? That is what is so egregious and so outrageous about these minions, who you're going to bind up. They're bound up with legislation and rules that they're going to follow. They don't make any rules. You're going to follow the rules, and you're going to suffer the consequences. And that's just dealing with what is the reality of the demon-possessed population, who are not a secret anymore. And everything that you are touching, everything, in other words, that you are tainting as a means of your criminal system, is also going to suffer the consequences. Your company, your business, wherever you live, whatever you want to use, Satan. 48526W2. Everything. License 8U, I can't see that one. 7SRG682. 8YOA752. REEJCE. WMPA. I can't see the rest of them. 7F. ZJ065. Eight RSJ470. Eight RYS 134 0334 OV1. 8 VEE 667 57131 into 8 BGN 173 8 TMH, I can't see the rest of them, 7 PLH 295 6 VRE 073 8 YYN 233 7 EOY 007. This is the Ontario airport. It's 9:10 a.m. Seven BRV 698. JK Hart HJ. UPS crossing path. Crossing path with a large truck, and that would also be on Airport Drive, where we're driving right now. CB44P86 paper.
Archibald Avenue.
7LZL767. NWN 304, 8ZCH 417. Six JPG 279. 8 BUP 409. Seven MYL 154. 8 YOC 611. 8 T56380. 7 NJR 624. 8 CMR 214. 8 RJX. I can't see what. 7 NPR 883. 7. I think I read that one. 7 JXH 613. Turning on the Inland Empire Boulevard right now. Primary care. License 97940X2. It's 9:14 a.m. 7ZUK 452 68398G3. E 85339.
Requested. If possible, please use rear doors.
Si posible. Por favor, usar la puerta trasera.
G374BW, that's Utah license plate.
Thank you.
5HGJ 387 99742T2. VMB829.
Service pipe, watts, 61, 81, 82, and RTA.
7WWE184. 8YDR374. Three UZG404. UOR 317, 8YCR 208, 8YPY 978, 8ABT 674. License plate 8RFS 023. That's audible activity. 139. I can't really see that one. 8TKJ 133. I'm sorry, 6LUW 743, 7WHA 115, 6FTU 051. 7FLW 197, 7KCW 699, 8CZN 003, 7ZDT 835. Burtech Waste Management, crossing path. BT 61N62 paper.
If possible, please use rear doors.
Si posible. Por favor, usar la
5KWB 802. 7RFU 950. 46862. I can't see the rest of them. CB534, excuse me, CB53N41 paper. And I think I already read 6LUW743. Currently at 4th Street at Buffalo in Ontario. Excuse me, license 46862W2. 7 U.S.A 731. P.O.C. at Costco. Costco's right across the street from Ontario Mills. They're monitoring. FedEx is crossing path. I think I already read 7VWC 217. 7NMX 753. SWH 483. In case I didn't read that one already. 8EUN 231. 8ZEN 712, I believe. SXC 570 68455E2 8E85339 40006D2 17217J2 in case I didn't read that one already. 8SXC 570, yeah. 6Z U.S. 764 8ZQT 360. O5137X2. Prologis at Santa Anita and 4th Street. P.O.C. You got a demon on the side of the road with their hazard lights on. Facilitation. It's 9:27 a.m. O4292B3. That's Anita's Trucking Company. Excuse me, Anaya's Trucking Company. License 73088G2, Anaya's Trucking Company as well.
West Valley Detention Center.
Company, California 420418. It says vehicle 1012. GLS, parcels to people, and FedEx crossing path. Yeah. All right, this bus is being driven by employee number 3017. We've documented her before. It's 9:30 a.m. I just want to include this. She's engaging in the P.O.C. Employee number 3017 with Omnitrans. All right, CSI, California Steel Industries on San Bernardino Avenue. They're monitoring. They're creating, and this is a massive property along San Bernardino Avenue, going up to what is Cherry Avenue. I believe if I recollect correctly, it goes up to Cherry Avenue, passing Calabash. We're on San Bernardino Avenue right now. They're creating light activity, and literally, it's like a cartoon environment. What the demon possessed do. You're hearing what is the random sound of like a train. You're supposed to be. It sounds like that's the only thing you can describe it to. It's reminiscent of what's supposed to be the sound of a train. Honk. That's just sounding on the bus. It's totally random, and it's appearing again pursuant to the demonic behavior pattern. What I'm doing, it's a method of stalking with audible activity, and it's impossible audible activity. You're not going to hear any train, and it's just the randomness of what the demon possessed engage in. And the reason why I document stuff like that is because you need to know these are goofy demons. Satan is a stalker. Satan is a very violent and demented psychopath, and Satan seeks to exist among the normal people. And that is, I'm speaking to the demon-possessed population, without you knowing it, and they are entirely demented psychopaths. Yeah, it's Cherry Avenue. California Steel Industries Incorporated, they're monitoring, and I've referenced that property before, sitting in the middle of the field, those minions sitting on, in large trucks, sitting on construction vehicles, monitoring with communication devices on their vast property while the bus is driving by it. So I just want to document that. California Steel Company, because I didn't know what the acronym stood for, and I just saw it right now. California Steel Industries Incorporated, and that's P.O.C, where this audible activity is occurring while crossing path, and those demons on that property of C.S.I. Are creating light activity using machines on that property. It's currently 9:35 a.m. at Redwood, group stalking 4XYK939. $8JLA663. Oh, there you go. It is currently 9:37 a.m. Employee number 3017 and the people that say these are demons that are getting on and off the bus. They're monitoring together, engaging in ongoing harassment, hitting the seat. I get on the bus as well. You're not punching seats while you're not punching seats accidentally while you're getting on the bus. All right, these are demons who are demonstrating hostility, and they're going to be prosecuted together. That includes employee 3017, 8EOE243, and capturing images of these demons who are stalking in the path in direct light under the fake sun. We're in Fontana, California. It's currently 9:38 a.m. License 32747T2. $7RXM 272. ITSOLI. We're currently at what is Beach Avenue and San Bernardino Avenue in Fontana, California. 6NQH768. HO6075.
Stop requested. If possible, please use rear doors.
AJLA613, in case I did not read that one correctly. 08508N2. 7JVV182 at San Bernardino and Poplar Avenue, crossing path. 85880J1, 8TCH385, 8KJC300, 7VCA299, 7ATE582, 8ZNL441 at Citrus Avenue and San Bernardino Avenue, and currently it's 9:43 a.m. 93038U2, 8RQS604. 8VGT 804. DT 252 handicap 1521799. 6YYE 223. 7MFA 726. Fontana Unified School District is the license plate that I recited. I'll repeat it again, 1521799. And that is a demon driving that vehicle representing Fontana Unified School District, directed light while they cross path. It's 9:45 a.m. turning onto Juniper and off of San Bernardino Avenue, and the fake sun turns with the bus, no longer just remaining steady on the street as the bus turns. I'm laughing because that is how, like, that's crazy, right? And that's why I show you on video. The fake sun turns as the bus turns, and is necessarily doing so, not even going in the same direction. It's not going generally straight. It is literally going in what is from east, then starts going what is, I think this would be south on Juniper as the bus changes direction. This is what you're seeing while it's driving on Holt Boulevard, going what is east on Holt, and then the bus turns to drive south on Vineyard Avenue. That's exactly what you're looking at. The light source is making that same change in direction as the bus does it. That is what is so spectacular about this documentation that I'm capturing. It is real-time demonic activity in the same way that light just manifests out of nowhere, just like I showed you. That's what the demon-possessed are doing. The demon-possessed are stalking under this light source. And it is demonic activity before your eyes, as I'm literally showing you the fake sun. The fake sun is demonic activity, okay? It is 9:46 a.m. JB Hunt crossing path on Marigold, 9:46 a.m. as I'm reciting to you. And these demons on the bus are pacing around, which if you've seen on surveillance cameras, they're doing so as I begin recording, stalking with activity. And they also react to my documentation as I point out things. These demons start, it's the maniacal rise in activity creation. They're psychopaths. License 8PNJ 676. 8KTC 569. 6YBZ194. It is 9:47 a.m. 7HOB609.
Stop requested. If possible,
09265W1. 8EVZ290.
South Fontana Transit Center. Service by P.O.C.
6JZB 501. 6HDS 813. Excuse me, 6HSD 165. I can't see the rest on. 7H78708. 8JST 421. 8MBU 778. 4986 8P2. 8WBY 345. 6EDA 433. Currently at what is Sierra and Marigold, 8RYM391, and let's see, 8JOU762, I believe. Make sure that's right. 8JUD762, a molestation by Omnitrans bus number 1363, as I walk to the opposite side of the bus to get that license plate. Okay, that's how precise this demonic activity is. And the fake sun is right here at the intersection. It's 9:50 a.m. 8CFR399. ADH941, that's an out of state. $39795F3.
Requested. If possible, please use Maryland.
59469M1. 5ZRN815. 6WIT286. 4SBA 423. MOU 474, 79268L2, JVENE, I can't see the rest one, 59469M1, 8AKD 476, amplified audible activity while these demons are patrolling around. And because you're looking at traffic, you're supposed to assume that that's what you're, these are demons creating audible activity around you. 8TZP319 in the same way they manifest light around you. I can't say that one. 41905P2, 81108Z1, 8WOD625. 7PGW 456, 8RWC 753, I believe. 7TSN. I can't see the rest of them. 8AVP 414. 80474. A1 79850R2. Victor Valley Transit group stalking at the Fontana Metrolink train station. License 8YOC 611. Omnitrans license 1535618, bus 1357. This is route 10. It's 9:56 a.m. This is at Orange Way and Sierra. Directed light while that demon driving that bus crosses the path. Victor Valley says route 15 San Bernardino 1474110. LWU 160. UIW, I can't tell. 7RVZ 770. 7JAG 368. 8DRX 967. 'cause you can scratch the last one. I don't think that one was correct. This minion standing at the front of the bus is monitoring in the same way that I was documenting yesterday, and you have the minion telling me to stand behind. They engage in this conduct. Citing rules is a means of obstruction of justice.
Service by loss 1014.
And that's what employee 3016 was standing in my video. You see him stand behind. They engage in standing right there, talking to the driver, all manner of violation of the rules, which they're citing in my video, which is audible activity. When they're monitoring, it's a complete disregard. By the way, when you're monitoring, you're disregarding federal law while you're citing other laws that you want to reference. Oh, put on your mask. They don't even care about masks or the federal law. They're monitoring. I just want to point out that hypocrisy, and that's exactly what I point out in my video. It's currently 9:59 a.m. Fake Sun at Metrolink train station. Alrighty, this is license again 1545906, bus 2349, driven by employee 3017. Fake Sun upon arrival. Just as I showed in video, street for street, turn for turn. It's 9:59 a.m. Alrighty, the African-American female you see, she's an Omnitrans employee. She's sitting there monitoring with the rest of the minions, and she's doing so under the fake sun. This is the fake sun that I showed you. This is where the fake moon is when I'm coming from the Fontana Lewis Library at nightfall. This is the same property. And I showed you that. I juxtaposed those two images for you on my website, thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com, the Fontana Metrolink train station, where I'm standing on the bus of the Omnitrans, and you see the fake moon that's in perfect alignment with me, following from the Lewis Library, by the way. And then following all the way ultimately to what is the Ontario Museum of History and Arts, where the fake sun is over me at the Fontana Metrolink train station, where the fake sun is over me at that same position of the Ontario Museum of History and Arts, where I get up in the morning. And I did show you those images, and this is, again, showing what is the demonstration of that obsessive stalking system underway by the demon-possessed. I am literally the center of the universe of this demon-possessed population, and it is demonstrated through that environment, which is not actually the sun and the moon as we know it. All right, and you're paying attention and documenting that, 8WDT890, and that's the objective evidence of it. All right, so it's 10 o'clock in the morning, walking north on Sierra Avenue. The African-American female, you see the employee, she's monitoring, and she begins walking as I am changing functions on my phone. This is the demon that is stalking in the path. And even if she remains still, I want to be clear, it's the demonic behavioral pattern to create activity. Moving around and engineer light is activity creation. Okay, this demon starts walking as I change functions on my phone, and you're looking at what is an employee representing a company engaging in surveillance with the people of the state, and it is also facilitation under the fake sun. License 7PNB989, 5KSS844, 7BPS890, 7BNJ816, 8DTU759, 8R51708, 8ZIH614, 5SYN874, 8ZCX676, 8B20459, I believe. AMR crossing path going north on Sierra Avenue right now at 10:02 a.m. Headed toward Valencia. And license plate 7R06583. 8EQW931, 7STR613, 64076U2, 3KWW349, 7ZTJ698, CB70P16, paper, 8RNC416, 6FIJ749, 6HJK660, 8COF764, 6ANW351, 6PSV170, 8UVH590, 8YGY352, 8WCD895, 6BRD232, 8WPD423, in case I didn't read that one. 15971M2. Eight ASD361, 860R62, Nevada, 7VFB 499, 63705C1, 8VZN571, 7UBH148, RESEDDY, 6TXL497. That's Metrolink, 8D17134, 8AHA350, BN29M16, paper, 5VQN914, 8HCR477, CB51Y85, paper, 7ZTW103, 7LVA206, 8NDY434. SAUSY, that's Florida, 72350T1. 6WMB 847. Five NWC 396. Anything helpful? Okay, well, Sabrina Jessica Dean, she's a minion. It looks like she is, let's see, from Corona, California? She dropped her, yeah, Corona, California. She's a minion. She dropped her ID. It's a method of identifying the people of the state. License 8ZNW 767, 8ZLH 427, 8SHJ 194, 8LIE 444, 6KVY 961, 5VIY 110, 8ZHC 121, 6VWU 656, 8NDA 688, I believe. Yeah. BU21X76 paper on this commercial vehicle, FVP Automotive Products. They're monitoring. 8ZEB 057. 5VIY 110, yeah, heard that one. 8NNJ 810. 6WQU 334. 7K7, hold on. 7K72437. 91447E3. 0907082. 7L65747. 7KAZ 834. 4GSS 537. I'm at the intersection of Arrow Boulevard and Sierra Avenue, where I've documented the state keeping the fake sun for 8 hours. All right, 8 hours later from yesterday, as I arrived, the entity kept the fake sun, as you saw. That what is a sunset showing what are the demon possessed. Stalking. SOLMATZ, while they're in literally their alternate universe, and their presence is being revealed and their criminal system is being exposed and prosecuted. 8LOM 254, 8MXM 169, 8CTW 957, 5CQA 439, 5BNL 831, 55659B1, 8ZHP 913, 3UBZ 319, 8SVH 917, 8VAA 730, 6MYH 570, 7S92177, CB35G43 paper, 8BGK 206, Omnitrans 1404972 bus 12, bus 1328, Omnitrans bus 1350, license 1545464, and it's 10:09 a.m. 7MVR 757, 8T39869, 6ZED 929, 65905H2, 8X 13711, 8HAU 549, TEOCUT1, 4BYY 330, 8TKS 395. It's 10:09 a.m. 8ETS 484, 43499H3, 7KFM 718, 8R, hold on, 8RQD 788, 8SPE 220, 7ZAX 753, 8CVH 445. All right, it's currently 10:10 a.m. Alrighty, first of all, capturing images of what is indeed the fake sun that's remaining over me, following to the destination of Fontana Lewis Library. Yesterday at this time, I am already at the library. Okay, and second of all, March. Let's just pick on a day when I don't come to Fontana until later in the day. The fake sun is not over the venue of the Sierra Avenue and Arrow Boulevard, while I am standing still on the sidewalk of Mercy House at 435 South Bonneview. How about on March 16th, when I do not come to Fontana, I go to Upland in the morning. All right, and the entity is keeping the fake sun directly over me. It is not present over Sierra and Arrow Boulevard as I'm capturing in images at this time at 10:11 in the morning. This is the pattern of conduct, and that's what I captured in still images. This is also, even if you want to, let's keep it to, because any way you look at it, as I am present here in Fontana today, this is the same intersection as I'm showing you the fake sun, albeit at what is a location that's impossible if the light source is present over me while I'm at the property of the Fontana Lewis Library. Then it's not hovering over the roof. It's not over the parking lot. I wouldn't be able to capture it there at that specific vantage point facing that direction at that time, right? This is common sense. But not only that, the light source is over the same intersection where I'm capturing it over 8.5 hours separate with regard to time. Okay, from the 10 o'clock hour to what is 6:32 in the evening. And this is supposedly the sun that is setting, by the way. So like I said, everything that you are witnessing, and these are images that I captured of what is indeed the fake sun at that same intersection, Arrow Boulevard and Sierra Avenue, where the fake sun is following to that location. It is not already there. And the actual sun, which you also know is a fake sun, remaining over the venue for the duration of a day. And that's exactly what 7+ hours is. That's the duration of the day. And it's to the exclusion of any other city. While it remains over a building, it's to the exclusion of any other city with regard to what is the actual sun. Hence the term fake sun. The fake sun over you is demonic activity. You're subject to surveillance. 7MBK354. It's 10:12 a.m. HJN938, a minion from UC Davis, license 8MAF910, 6WHS396, 7KRH413, 8EHM645, 6GZY556, 6MRF155, 8GQW033, 5 NYD250. It's 10:13 a.m. Alrighty, I did capture video just of what I actually captured yesterday as well, but this is speaking to the ongoing system, and this ongoing impossibility is not just some randomness. This is pursuant to an ongoing pattern of documentation capturing what is the presence of a light source and the methods of what is presence of engineered light while a system of surveillance is underway and a demon-possessed population maintaining a deliberate and intentional presence, not just presence, but activity creation in that engineered light. That is what is state surveillance by an entity that is demon-possessed, and doing so on behalf and in concert with the government. And at 10:30, I'm showing what is the fake sun that is over now the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library in Fontana, California, and that is because I'm inside of the building that is the Fontana Lewis Library. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, when I am not yet inside of the building of the Fontana Lewis Library and I am at the City Bank across the street from the library at what is still not, even this time it's at 11 o'clock when I'm still in progress to arriving here, that's why the fake sun is not over the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library. Because first of all, it's not the sun, which would be consistent and present from that vantage point at the City Bank, right? At a time after 10:30, all right? That's where it would be. But you're also talking about because I am not there yet. And so you are also paying attention to, again, yesterday evening at 5:41 p.m. while I'm inside of the same building, the fake sun is literally on the opposite side over the roof. That's what I'm showing you while you see the demons of Amazon Prime who are monitoring documentation. That's what the pattern of conduct at Metro 102 Apartments is about. Demons engaging in crossing a path, monitoring documentation. These are demons demonstrating hostility while they are monitoring, and the fact that they are being documented. That's what Amazon Prime engages in. This is a pattern. They engage that as I'm capturing them in video with the people of the state in general, the Fontana Police Department, while at 5:41 p.m. The light source is on the opposite side of the same building. Okay, so this is framing what is the maintenance of a light source that is not possibly the sun under all circumstances, not only because my documentation showing when I remain in an entirely different city and I don't come to this venue until after 3:18 in the afternoon, but because of the maintenance of that light source for the duration of the day. That is, again, from this is 10:30 in the morning today, but I captured it before that yesterday, and the light source at 5:41 p.m. You're talking about 6:31 p.m.
Look at it at 5:41. It's right while I'm inside of the venue of the Fontana Lewis Library. I have exited the venue and I'm at the intersection of Arrow Boulevard and Sierra Avenue. That is the same fake sun that is just moving as I move down Sierra Avenue. Okay, and that is still documentation, because as I'm standing on the sidewalk of Fontana, and as I'm documenting Fontana Lewis Library, I'm documenting the entity. So the entity will engage in hiding the fake sun as I arrive to a particular venue, as though it's saving Fontana Lewis. It's not saving, it's not helping. It's already shown as the light source. This is already shown as what is demonic. This is literally real-time engagement and real exercise and control over the environment when you are not avoiding identification or documentation, not avoiding any of the above. This is the psychopath that's monitoring the documentation. That's going to the prosecution of the people. Okay, that psychopath is working in every single last one of them. So, like I said, the fake sun is present at the intersection of Arrow Boulevard and Sierra, as I have left the inside of the the Fontana Lewis Library. Equally impossible, directly relevant to the venue where I remained all day long. Okay, the entity following with the fake sun, that is an excess of 8 hours. But even while I've remained on the sidewalk outside the Fontana Lewis Library, that was the image that I captured, and I specifically noted it on my podcast. This is 6:30 p.m. And again, it's relevant what I documented yesterday. It's relevant to what I documented right now at 10:30 in the morning. 6:30 p.m., 5:41 p.m., not the sun. And it is exclusive to any other location, any other city, while it remains over a single address. That's literally what I documented. While the entity engages in this conduct with the fake sun, engaging and placing me under surveillance while it's being documented, it is providing documentation as to the ongoing system everywhere that I'm going, because you are necessarily departing from what is present. Because I'm going around and I'm documenting the fact that you're a stalker and a demon-possessed one, stalking via an environment. The entity is engaging in grand departure from how is it remaining over the Ontario Town Square over my head, as I documented the Ontario Police Department group stalking at the Farmers Market, March 6, 2022. It remains over that field directly above me, which I continuously capture videos because they're going to federal prison. And I captured that for a purpose. All right, so the entity keeping a fake sun not only on February 27th as I remain in Ontario, March 6th as I remain in Ontario, March 13th as I remain in Ontario. The entity engaging in this conduct, I am documenting a pattern of conduct with regard to, again, both being within daylight savings time and without daylight savings time, which is only relevant to adding an hour onto what is the ongoing, what you can see with your eyes, regardless of the time of day. The time of day is relevant with regard to the fake sun, is you're seeing how many hours in the day it's remaining over a building. Okay, and when I'm not in a building, the Ontario Town Square, where I'm not in a building, over the Ontario Town Square, all day long, documented that. Daylight savings time or not, that's the fake sun. Demonic activity, state surveillance. So anyway, that's what I captured. Present at 5:41 p.m. on the opposite side of the same building. That's the P.O.C. It's currently 10:40 a.m. This is P.O.C. All right, the people of the state, stalking in the bathroom, engaging in interstate stalking. This is the perpetual sex offender engaging in surveillance inside of a bathroom where they are targeting activity and stalking inside of that private space, which is also facilitation of that sexually violent surveillance conduct on behalf of the government. They're doing so at state facilitating venue Fontana Lewis Library. This is documented at 1:30 p.m. This is P.O.C. Where the fake sun is keeping the light source over the venue, as I documented, where it's over 7.5 hours over the building. The state is keeping that fake sun over this venue. This is P.O.C. at Fontana Lewis Library. It's 1:30 p.m. All right, the people stalking in the bathroom, which is documented at 5:50 p.m. And also what I'm showing is what are the people of the state that are stalking in relevant position. And this is the Caucasian duo you see, one sitting on the floor. They're maintaining presence. This is group stalking. You have the African-American male that I took a picture of. You see his back. He's sitting in alignment with me while I'm sitting at the computer. They're group stalking, following into the bathrooms and then following and remaining wherever it is that I'm sitting inside of the library. I want to also document the closure of the computer lab. The entity engages in this, especially as I document their sexual violence. The cafe operator, the Asian woman, she's a demon engaging in what is creation of audible activity. You cannot hear her
her mixer, her blender inside of the bathroom walls, and she's engaging in sexual violence. As I document that, you're talking about maintenance of the computer lab. They can attribute it to whatever form that they want. This is a pattern by the entity that's monitoring documentation. I still remain subject to the pattern of chronic and sex offenders following into the bathroom, which is what I documented again. The young lady that you see, this is the demon. She is literally waiting for me to start walking out, and walks into the bathroom in front of me. She is waiting for me to do so, waiting for my arrival. This is the reality of what the demon possessed and the stalking entity does. And then you have what is a group that follows, and I capture that. That's stalking in the restroom, engaging in surveillance with the state. It's 5:55 p.m. License 4J23OX2, 8AFN970, 5WKC083. BN8D085, that's paper. 4GJT437, 5RSB602, 7ZKH809. This demon 4123OX2 is waiting for me to walk outside, and they use their vehicle as they're reversing in front. This is the demon stalking with light. That's a tactic of stalking with light. 59745Z1, 7KJY580, 8BKB424. And I'm leaving the Fontana Lewis Library right now, where the state kept the fake sun all day long. 8SHV053. And as I documented upon my exit yesterday at 6:30 p.m., 5:41 p.m., this is already documented. The entity engaging in hiding a fake sun does not delete the record. Thank goodness for that. You're talking about what is the documentation of that criminal system, and it's not just in 2022. Okay, talk about 2021, you're talking about 2020, you're talking about the entity engaging in what is a long documented pattern of what is not possibly the sun, and providing that documentation, which is serving for what is a comprehensive prosecution of the people and a government. And that's just the long and short of it. It's currently 5:56 p.m., so I am leaving Fontana Lewis Library, where the entity is engaging in surveillance. The perpetual sex offender stalks in bathrooms, molests with light, engages in invasion of privacy as an entity, monitoring in private spaces, while there are demons doing so. Okay, you're already a pervert, but you're talking about what is literally, you have the creepy spirit of Satan on your demon, and you're engaging in that criminal activity. Okay, that is the prosecution of what is federal group stalking and monitoring. So anyway, it's currently 5:57 p.m. This is P.O.C. 7URB 752, 8MGP 580, 7FPK 578, 8YNH 593, 8ZJM 502, 7JQR 718, 3RVP 107, 7MOC 187, 6PKA 900, 7HMV 861. 8AFV 319, 7BPH 774, 8DUE 157, 8XOF 209, GD 4ME, 6FZW 155. San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department crossing path, driving east on Arrow Boulevard right now at 6 p.m. 8WPU 743, 7WSR 777, TD2JD3, 7ZAV 571, SOYD 664, 7REC 626, 5UZT 977, 8WWL 562, 7KJK 379, 6 2WT 885, 8GJT 971, BIR 041, that's a red and white license plate, out of state, 7EYV 685, 7FGM 282 or 7EGM 282, 8NSW 709, 5F13576, 6Y45, 5PRW 875, 8VIB 104. It's 6:01 p.m. 8SCV 711, 8DLR 256, 7ZJB 886, 6DFZ 906, 7MYP 932, 6NGA 942, 8WAA 440, 6NKD 919, 17488D1, 8XOX 627, 8BDK 507, 8PTT 526, 24326C3, 8CCP 726, 7PLX 007, that's Metrolink. Monitoring with 8SMS 440. License plate 24326C3, in case I didn't read that one already. SAVIO 88, I believe. Mm, 1420243. That's bus 1294 Omnitrans. 7GZP 715. 5KNW 326. Demon aiming light. It's an act of terrorism. It's facilitation. City in relevant position monitoring. Going to Chirps Cocktails or any of these venues in relevant position. I'll get these demons license plate. They're monitored with Metrolink. Monitoring with the demons sitting around aiming light. Monitoring under the fake sun, which remains, I took a picture of it, standing at Valencia. That is, by the way, the fake sun moving south as I move south down the street. 22888V2. 7CQU 445. 8XSJ 189. And by south, I mean south down Sierra, the same street that the fake sun remained over me as I walked to this venue this morning. The same venue, the Fontana Lewis Library. Yes. Okay. 8VAF 818, 8FTA 813, I believe. I'm sorry, 8ETA 381. Yeah, that's 8ETA 381. 5SRS 696. 8RPC 884. This is light activity that Metrolink is creating, and it's amplified audible activity. The train is louder than it actually is, but they're creating massive light activity. 5KNW 326, every minion on that train, which is armed with surveillance cameras at 6:05 p.m. going eastbound, is monitoring as well. 7SAX 605, 7UJX 014, 96568C3, 7SHU 123, 8ACB 266, 6HQC 118. 8DYB 735, 8ACB 266. In case I didn't read that one. 7TCX 097. See, 8SRS 696. 7UJX 014. In case I didn't read that one. I read that one. Didn't get this minion. 8VDW 063, 7VYV 266, 8EAZ 205, 7TCX 097, 6XPX 415, 8 I can't say one. 03912H3, 8MBU 596, 7MEH 362, 7XOH 158. It's 6:06 p.m. 7XYG612. 81ZQ. Oh, I can't see that one. 7WCR322. I can't see that one either. 8VDT674. 6PMU808. 8RWK662. 0212OG3. 8JVC917. 7URB752. 8WNH548. 8SDX172. AGUIERA. 8UHT 760. 1404972 bus 1328, that's Omnitrans. 6GNF 059. 8HQP 854. 6VZA 470. 8YDZ 749. 5CXB 375. 8NLY 439. 6 WXF 177, I believe. 8 GQY 349. 7 GIS 357. 8 XOT 787. 8 LOR 184. 4 TMU 265. 8, yeah, I read that one already. 8 AIU 137, in case I didn't read that one. 8 YCT 462. BA 13C1. 8 JUY, I can't see those names. 7 UVD 645, I believe. 4ZKF 72, I can't stress out, I can't do it. 6F26388. This is license 1545806. And that's bus number, can't see the bus number, I'll get that one in a second. 37369P2. License plate 7LXC969. Victor Valley Transit, group stalking at the Fontana Mentally train station. It says 1552. Suppose that's the route. License plate 1544564. Driven by an olive skin male. Facial hair, white facial hair. He moves the bus as I start documenting. This is the demon. Bus number 636. P.O.C. Oh no, thank you. Thanks anyway. Alrighty, now that is again Route 61, license plate 1545806, bus 2358. And it looks like the same driver from yesterday, employee number 3698. It's currently 6:13 p.m. Alrighty, showing you video of what is the fake sun that's at the same Fontana Mentally train station that it was this morning as I arrived at the venue, showing you what is again not the sun as it remains even over me while I'm on the bus. Showing you also what's not the sun as it remains over me while I'm on the bus going to Fontana, while I'm documenting my presence as I remain in the same city, being namely Ontario on another day, or versus being in Upland, let alone, in other words, a distinctly different location and entirely different route in the state, keeping a fake sun. But not only that, what I'm capturing this video of is the fake sun at the same property at 6:13 p.m., whereas it's over me this morning, and also as I documented as I arrive at the Fontana Metro train station earlier, which is in no way ever going to occur. That's not the sun. Daylight savings time or not, it is no explanation. There is no explanation. There is no reconciling what is the presence of a light source for the duration of the day. And also, you're paying attention to what is 6:30 while I'm still at the Fontana Lewis Library. And where's the fake sun? In alignment with me at the intersection of Arrow Boulevard and Sierra Avenue. It's not 6:30 yet. I'm at the Fontana Metro train station. The state is keeping a fake sun that will never be present under any circumstances. That light source is keeping in alignment with me as I'm capturing that at 6:30 p.m. This is documentation of what is Omnitrans engaging in state surveillance. Omnitrans is practicing a satanic targeting system. Employee 3698 is monitoring, as I've been documenting. Omnitrans, the company, representing nothing other than the people of the state, of that same condition, regardless of the name and inclusion of a company, which shall be civilly and criminally prosecuted, doing the same thing that every other minion in the exact exact same environment is doing. Placing one under surveillance who is documenting it, I'm going to surround Satan itself with legislation. So you understand the system and you understand the criminal conduct that you are subject to in that environment, which you also know is not the sun. While yet again, another day, a fake sun remains over me. That is to the exclusion of whatever city or state that you're in. And why? Because the so-called sun, there's only one of them. There's only one. It's currently 6:17 p.m. This is P.O.C. Route 66, license 1545799. Alrighty, upon capturing that video, when you get on, excuse me, not when you get on, I'm describing it to you, but you're not here, so I will describe it. I'm getting on the bus, and these demons are covered in directed light, all right? So they're sitting in the evidence, they're covered in the evidence. And this is not ignorant. Demons know exactly. This is making it known to everyone else in the world about what the demon-possessed population are doing around you. Okay, and so this is the reality of that environment, and they're sitting on this bus under what is not the sun, that is aimed specifically onto this bus, and they are all sitting in what is directed light, okay, just shining on the bus. This is P.O.C, this is state surveillance, and this is the demon possessed. It is currently 6:19 p.m. Employee number 3698 is indeed driving the bus, operating. That is documentation of what is engaging in state surveillance. You are not operating a bus, you're not present as an employee, you're present as a third party, a minion, engaging in terrorism. It's 6:19 p.m. This is P.O.C. 937VV handicap 6XBL159, I believe. 6:23 p.m. Ongoing molestation on the bus and amplified audible activity 7EPZ687. Molesting as well, stalking in the path on Sierra Avenue, and the fake sun is remaining in alignment with the bus. This is P.O.C. License 4XY. Old Suburban, and this is the same Sierra Avenue where I'm showing you in the morning that the fake sun is remaining over me on the bus. Okay, this is P.O.C. 7BXX797 8LIN411 molesting. These demons, as I'm showing you pictures of, they're pacing in the middle of the bus. Their form is, oh, I need to talk to the bus driver. Oh, my stop is here. Oh, my stop's not here. I'm gonna go back to my. They're pacing in engineered life. Absolute psychopaths. All right, everything is a stage around these demons, and they are engaging in monitoring, and they're doing it in a specific environment, and you're looking at what is them going back and forth and back and forth. They're demons that are pacing. It's P.O.C. 6:26 p.m.
Service flight.
KFV 975.
61-329. On the right. Victorville Valley
6FKV 975.
Link.
Eight JUN 477, 8 PIN 183, 8 DVS 627, 7 GBK. I can't see the rest of them. 8 VRD 234. It's 6:26 p.m. 8 EJM 219 at Mallory and Marigold. 8 WPD 765. UFE 716. 8 UMS. Oh, I can't see the rest of them. Seriously. Five LUD 585. 8 RQE 427. 8YFA 355, I believe. It's 6:30 p.m. 8 ZKB 118. All right, that is Omnitrans 1545806. Employee number 3698, engaging in ongoing molestation and federal stalking with the people of the state. Ontario Village, Starbucks, Tom's Burgers. I'm at the intersection of Holt and San Antonio. Ongoing molestation by the demons that are the people of the state. 8 LSB 357. 8 KAE 217. 7 UHH 735. 6 LRU 460. GCCANRT 8 VOP 031. 6 VRX 931. 8ZKR163, 7NHU183, all of them molesting. And they're molesting with directed light. VA73M2, I believe that's out of state. License 8JK, I can't really see the rest of one. These are demons that are molesting with directed light, okay? This is for the ongoing satanic targeting system. This engineered light that is the manifestation of light by the demon possessed who are placing under surveillance are in the environment to engage in that touching, which is a sexual violation. 7Y31152 is occurring for the facilitating criminal conduct of those in Starbucks at 706 West Holt, those at the El Pollo Loco right here where I'm standing, and the drive-thru. These are demons who are monitoring. All right, license plate 08441N2, 88349J2. These are demons. They are stalking in the path. They're engaged in federal stalking while that molestation is underway. License plate 67663G2, molesting. Alrighty, this is a third-party facilitating venue, Ontario Village. License 7RNY873. License 8ZKG180, molesting. License 76907K3, molesting. License, I can't really see that one. And Starbucks at 706 West Holt, Jacques. Let me be this venue of the store manager, 8YTR444. I'm sorry, 4 P.O.C. 074, excuse me. 7U10419, 6XTA913. This is the venue where this ongoing demonic system is underway, just like it was in the morning as I showed you the fake sun. This minion is molesting, license 7LWN106, coming from third-party facilitating venue Starbucks, aiming light from that drive-through and molesting. It is also facilitation while demons drive through that light. Okay, it's currently 7:33 p.m. License plate APFMAS, molesting. Miss Donuts at 658 Euclid Avenue inside of Ontario Village, 8PUY828. A minion standing in relevant position here, monitoring with communication device while other minions are molesting. All right, the entity that is creating audible activity with which you're going to prosecute the people, they are indeed demons stalking with that government that's hovering over Ontario Village by airplane. Employee, again, 3698 of Omnitrans, the same employee engaged in P.O.C. last night as I documented coming from Fontana. BU59X43, that's paper, monitoring with the state that's flying over the parking lot. This is the minion that was operating the vehicle of Omnitrans, engaging in federal stalking with this same entity. Okay, 7NVL824, molesting, terrorizing, stalking with the state that's flying over. 5RXP706, stalking in the vehicle. 7WFL397, stalking in the vehicle. 6SCW013, maintaining relevant positioning, monitoring with the state, molesting with the state. They are all monitoring together. 8JZH304, 5HZL094, 6XFR761. And it's currently 7:35 p.m. U308CA, that's Utah. Directed light moving across this vehicle, and I will also identify the demon, 8BPF497, 7MRN567, 7FNX947. Let me make sure this is correct. 6MRN563. That's a demon. Their headlights are not fanning across that vehicle. That's a demon that is manifesting light, and directed light is moving across that other vehicle, who is also monitoring. I'm reading their license plate. They're in relevant position. They're all monitoring together. This is at third-party facilitating venue stated by this. It's currently 7:35 p.m. and I'm on surveillance cameras, which I'm referencing right now. Two males are walking in, one with a black hat with a star on it, and another tall, dark-skinned male with that is military type sweater. By military sweater, I mean the like the military print, the dark green print. Forget the term that they would describe that as, but it's wearing like a dark green type sweater. Tall. They're walking in front of me, and I'm referencing the surveillance cameras. You can clearly see me. They're monitoring, and it's currently 7:36 p.m. This is P.O.C. inside of Stater Brothers. All right, demons filling a grocery store, working at a grocery store, manifesting light, stalking with demons that are outside, with the demons that are flying over the venue, stalking with noise. That's P.O.C. It is 7:36 p.m. Camouflage. That's the word I was searching for. The two demon-possessed third parties of the male gender are walking through the east entrance of Stater Brothers in front of me on surveillance cameras. I am referencing them. The one that is walking in front of me to my right is wearing a black hat with a star on it, and the male to my left walking in front, they're walking beside each other in front of me, is wearing camouflage. That's the word I was searching for, the dark green camouflage. And I am referencing the surveillance cameras. That's just with regard to what is the surveillance cameras, which is documentation, and also a timestamp. The entirety of this entity is, and by the entirety of the entity, that is represented by the minions that are inside of the venue where I'm at. So the entity and every single last person inside of this grocery store is engaged in state surveillance, in other words, and that's speaking to the timing of my entrance. And demons are engaging in what is outwardly appearing as though it's grocery shopping, job at the grocery store. And this is actually a demon-possessed population engaging in state surveillance, engaging in what is demonic activity. Everything that they're doing is based on what they know I am doing while they are present inside of a very specific environment and doing so on behalf of the government that you heard hovering in the parking lot via aircraft. It's currently 7:41 p.m. This is P.O.C. All right, these demons with license 6V45387, these are demons that are coming to touch, coming as I walk, and I'm walking, but I engage in a change of activity, meaning I'm about to stop. These demons immediately pull up to molest with light. This is the sex offender that is stalking. And I also captured what is the state hovering over the parking lot in a commercial airline plane as I'm walking out. All right, these are psychopaths who are stalking, and they act as though they're focused on something else. That's the demon possessed. They're in direct light. They're in the state's environment. They're present with the state. That is license 6V45387. This is P.O.C. It's upon exit of Stater Brothers at 8:04 p.m. All right, this demon is molesting. License plate 5FJU394. The entity is hovering over the parking lot, and I'm showing you what is my shadow that's in front of me and to my right. The entity is patrolling, flying directly over the same passageway through the parking lot that these demons and vehicles are driving. The entity is flying over and hovering. This is, again, not taking off from an airport. This is stalking in an airplane. All right, and doing so repeatedly, amplifying that activity as though they're taking off. It's not a takeoff, it's called stalking, and doing so in a specific environment. My shadow's in front of me and to the side of me, doing so as I am engaging in activity. So as I finish putting away my groceries, the entity is flying over. That's stalking with activity. This demon is molesting. License plate, oh, this is seriously a demon. License 97964K2, molesting with 6CEN915. I'm going to prosecute them. You're talking about what is also federal prison. All right, this is a sex offender that is engaging in a determined effort to sexually violate and stalk with the government that is hovering over. That's what the people of the state are doing. And this is the same entity that was stalking, chasing into the bathroom at Fontana Lewis Library, by the way. This is demonic. And that is the conduct of the entity that's chasing in airplanes, chasing with directed light, and chasing as a pack. There's a group that's standing outside by license plate 6V45387, and you hear them talking this loud, boisterous conversation. This crowd immediately gathers as I am documenting on my podcast. Literally, you're talking about demons that are positioned, and then they just stand around, and that conversation is serving to monitor. But that conversation is also supposed to be the outward veneer whereby the demon-possessed population is acting like they are oblivious to your presence. Okay, while the entity is stalking by planes, while they are stalking and molesting with directed light, while they are doing so based on what you do as you do it, this is psychopath conduct. Okay, and this is speaking to what is, again, federal prison for such a threat to your life. Doing so with the government, and as I'm documenting the government stalking by planes and helicopters, I'm prosecuting the people who are going to federal prison and will be prosecuted as that perpetual sex offender. It is literally evidence against the people. It is 8:11 p.m. This is P.O.C. Let me be clear. Starbucks at 706 West Hall is in relevant position. They're monitoring while the entity is hovering over me by airplanes. Okay, Jacques, that was engaging in this demonic activity that I documented at the venue where he was at, harassing, engaging in criminal summoning, engaging in threatening one who was documenting the government, that's grounded federal prison, is also being documented right now. That pattern of conduct was underway then, and it's underway now. 2KDZL8R is a minion that is monitoring and facilitating that criminal system with Starbucks that is in relevant position. All right, that's the purpose also of what is directed light, not only for that particular demon to monitor and stalk and molest, but for facilitating the criminal joint conduct of the government and the people of the state who are surrounding. It's a demon-possessed population surveilling you together. Okay, license 8ULA263, and I captured the still images of the entity hovering over the parking lot, not only upon my arrival to Stater Brothers, but upon my exit and right now. And this is coinciding with what is a molestation. I also showed you I captured images of what is my shadow that's in front of me and to the side of me. That's impossible light activity. Your shadow is not engaging in this sort of conduct of laying all around you on the ground under normal lighting conditions. This is a demonic environment. This is serving to not only monitor you, it's serving to terrorize. 6SRV804, 8TSA665, BN10F88, paper, 5VQB190, 7BHA746, and it's currently 8:13 p.m. This is again Ontario Village. License, C, 8LJF811, 7FCS183, 4NEH421, molesting and coming to molest this demon, license plate 8ULA263, 7LBF391, and these demons are monitoring as well while I'm being molested. They're monitoring 7EQP252, 8SUL370, 4NEH421, 6RAR233, 6LRX647. This is a demon, license 7FKH789, 8WWL693, 7LZS546, 4VUT866, 6TDM330, just sitting in the middle of the parking lot monitoring, stalking in plain view. That's grounds of federal prison. They do it in plain view today. It's a matter of documentation. You are understanding how you're going to document, and that very conduct is grounds of federal prison. 5YAF306. When the government, when this is put on the map, you're talking about what is going to be scrambling to never be documented as a group stalker with the government. 8BHT912. Which these demons are already doing, but let me be clear, 7EQP252 is documented engaging in an ongoing molestation. And that is an Asian family. You ship them out of the country. They don't even belong here monitoring an American citizen if they're not natural born citizens. All right, and it's currently 8:14 p.m. Sitting in the middle of the parking lot while the government is patrolling over by airplanes, sitting in the middle of the parking lot while you're engaging in facilitation, aiming your lights, while an ongoing molestation is underway, while you have multiple shadows around, you are engaging in what is terrorism. You are engaging in what is facilitation for terrorism. That's another federal crime. You're engaging in what is sexually violent terrorism and surveillance with the government. That is also being documented at the same time. You do not want to be holding hands with that entity, but you are inextricably linked. Already read their license plate. 7LBF391. I read that one just in case. $6LRX647. Just want to make sure I read these. 9AEY936. This demon maintaining presence, crossing path now. 8ZBL678. 8GEU127. 6BHB773, I believe. I read that one. And this minion loitering in relevant position at what is Panda Walk, excuse me. And sitting in their vehicle with creating a method of light, stalking in the path while directed light is not only touching me, but touching surfaces around me. This is facilitation, this is stalking. They're positioned right outside of Panda Walk. It's 8:16 p.m. This is license plate 8DQU811. 8R26105. Molesting 7JTD484. 7JID494. 8XNR611. They're monitoring inside of Panda Walk. License 98EY936 that I already read is molesting. License 6DXC083. License 8TPD082. 8YHG120. 53851R1. 8CWC 990. All right, positioned in the parking lot. Get their back license plate. 6HMX 976. AC21N04 is a paper plate. 8R30220. 4SNW720. 7JTB724. 8LDH310. I'm sorry, 6HMX 976. Ontario Plaza Apartments are monitoring. A demon aiming directed light AF45Y14. Ontario Plaza is only one venue. The venues that are single family residences on Bonita, they're monitoring every single last one of them. This is speaking to what is a state system, but I'm just pointing out where I'm at and how no one is exempt from being documented right now. I'm documenting one, I'm documenting all of them in relevant position. And that's how it's going to be prosecuted. 8Z82086, 8ULU678. Seven MOC 569, that is 8Z82086, yeah. 7ZYS486, 7EKY333, 7LDH065, 4XRR690, 5TQN010, 6VSF885, 8XPY103. And this neighborhood is monitoring with this demon that is crossing path and molesting. License. Oh, no license on their old Lexus. Anyway, that's funny. License. That's so funny. They think that's what minions are so pathetic. Not escaping anything. They will be meeting that prosecution. 3LYZ140. That's how pathetic they are. 5PFR629. 21450F3. And that's the entity that wants to chase you into bathrooms, wants to chase you down like the animals that they are. Because that's what you're doing. You're stalking. You're chasing somebody into a bathroom. You're stalking. And you're just trying to do it casually, looking like you're doing something. Ain't nobody fooled by that. You're in directed light. You are surrounded by evidence. What you are and what you're doing is on Front Street. They chase in the bathrooms and then they take off their license plates while they're stalking you. That's the people of the state. They're not avoiding anything. And I will prosecute on that too. 8WFE747. Molesting again at 552 Vesta, license 7B21506. Stalking, terrorizing with light activity, and molesting. License plate. That's how pathetic they are, and I'm going to incorporate that into that prosecution for the people. License plate 7K67749, 8HK8739, and this demon whose license plate I just read, stalking with light activity, this demon is making a slow motion U-turn in the street. That's a demon that's manifesting light. Understand what demons do. They want to hide behind a vehicle and you think the light you're looking at is headlights. No, when you pay attention, you're looking at what is engineered light, and this is a demon that is engaging in spreading directed light across the street right here where I'm at. That's why he gets into his vehicle. License 8PNP517, 7BFU023. That's a demon. And that's facilitation as well. License, and this is Vesta, by the way, 8FOV432. 7XRT120, 8TBP681, 7TLY248, 8FBK287, 8YQY883. $7DNU062. 5EGG884. 7ZLV009. 7YAB218. BN99H21 paper. And 6PVE381. Seven TKW690. 6 SKC205. This is the demon molesting with directed light. This is the demon. 6 BOK 410. Where the entity is stalking over the grocery store parking lot where you are capturing, which I did capture my shadow that is surrounding me, in front of me and to the side of me. You are group stalked. They are stalking in the grocery store. That is literally what the people of the state of California are doing, and I captured images of showing you what group stalking in a grocery store looks like. It looks like they're standing around pushing shopping carts and paying for items. You are subject to surveillance, and the demon-possessed population want to exist among you, looking like what you do, but they're stalking you. You are placed under surveillance, and their conduct is in directed light. It's where all the state is stalking, while things such as your shadow surround you. License 7SRD292, a demon, operational communication device. 7VPW201, a demon, crossing path in directed light. License plate 8VYN182. Capturing video for you, and that minion, that's a demon that's stalking and she's molesting, or he or she is molesting, excuse me. 6BHL047. Capturing video right now of what is directed light, as I have already stated, documented that directed light has nothing to do with driving under the fake sun. It is the demonstration of demons they're demonstrating their demon possession, and it has nothing to do with even, you're talking about you can dismiss. You can't reasonably so, and you can't in a court of law, but I'm speaking to those who are just witnessing my documentation. Even if you want to ignore, go ahead. For purposes of what I'm about to tell you, let's just set aside the fake sun documentation, 8NND987. If that was the actual sun, which it is not, even if it was, let's entertain it, that is no explanation for what is the ricocheting engineered light. The light conduct that you see. Sunlight does not ricochet off of objects, run up to the tops of run up to the tops of buildings, stream like lasers from the object that is crossing by you underneath the light source. This is not sunlight. I've shown this in thousands of videos, actually, different methods of directed light, but specifically the people of the state that are in motion, and as they're in motion crossing my path, directed light. On the roads, on the buildings, at a distance away from them, at the same time that they're driving by. It's directly related to what they are doing, crossing path. And the entity is engaging in what is demonstrating demon possession, and it has nothing to do with being under the fake sun. Even if that was, like I said, you want to entertain that, it's not an explanation for what is the directed light. And as I've already stated, as I've already documented, as I have already explained, the directed light that you are seeing, that I've shown you, that I've documented, the people of the state engaging in, what you're seeing on the grounds has nothing. It is that directed light is separate from what is the other revelation with regard to the environment and the demonic environment that it is while you're under surveillance, which is the fake sun. The fake sun is a method distinct from what is the directed light, which is another method. It is also revealing the identity. And what I captured video of is the presence of directed light, where there is no fake sun above me. It's nightfall, Amazon Prime crossing path, group stalking at C Street and Fern at 8:28 p.m., showing how badly they are obsessed, and they're going to be prosecuted for that obsession. And the entity is engaging in what is directed light that's on the ground at nightfall, and you see it while in my shadow, all right, because it's so dark. But this is engineered light manifesting under what? There's no fake sun present. It's engineered light that surrounds at all times. Okay, so I want to be clear, that is the ongoing environment that Amazon Prime is stalking in. So let me go document Amazon Prime. License 8K HW 605. Alrighty, Amazon Prime license 05169E2, stalking in directed light, going to third-party facilitating venue 228 C Street, and doing so at 8:29 p.m. while Amazon Prime is monitoring my documentation. That's a terrorism by that entity. 8TNZ043, Amazon Prime is a demon-possessed company, or with regard to, and by when I'm identifying a company, of course, a building like that cannot be possessed by Satan. What I'm speaking to is the company itself, the people that make up that company, the people that work for that company, the people that are hiring those who work for that company are demon-possessed. That's what's going on in the state of California. And it is a method of identification. So that's why I'm speaking in that term, okay? The company itself, Amazon Prime, puppets of Satan, stalking an American citizen, stalking myself, engaging in what is a satanic targeting system. That demon-possessed stalker works for the company Amazon that is engaged in that routine targeting system. I want to be clear. Their delivering of something to another third party is their form for engaging in what is the demonic pattern of conduct. Doing so on behalf of the government, where I'm showing you what is directed light, where ongoing amplified audible activity, where ongoing stalking by the government is underway. That's what Amazon Prime is engaged in, and that's exactly what I continue to document about that company. License, monitoring, BM47U19. That's a paper plate. That meaning is monitoring even to this little annoying dog that's barking, which is audible activity I can document for. They're engaged in surveillance here. I'm going to document them. Let's see. But I do see 4DYR170. That's a license plate parked in front of this property. And I do not see an address on there. Let's see. 3. I don't see it. You're not seeing address. This is C Street though. 1DRAGNA. That is parked in front of this property as well. 8MFJ899. Dog barking is the means of facilitation. By the way, you don't have to make your dog barking. You don't have to make your dog bark or anything like that. You're talking about what is ongoing surveillance, and it's occurring on your property. You represent the people of the state. I am being monitored. That's what that third party who's sitting in the dark. That's what Amazon Prime is monitoring too as well. I just want to be clear. It's audible activity in engineered light. Whether it's coming from your dog or whether you're coming outside in an operation of your communication device and standing there while the state sounds helicopter activity, whatever the source is. I want to be clear, that's the P.O.C. still, 7JBP154. At 307 and 309 C Street, monitoring, crossing path, monitoring to the loud barking dog. This Latino male with a brown hoodie enters into 307 C Street. License 8WYY941, Dust 1, walking outside their crossing path. It is 8:32 p.m. Um, 06792T1. Understand what, again, let me give you ongoing context with what you're witnessing is the pattern of conduct. And as I'm documenting companies that are serving this satanic targeting system, which is criminal and it is terrorism in the state of California by a government, by people who are of a specific condition, and those people also represent companies such as Amazon Prime, who what I'm documenting, understand what you're witnessing, and what I continue to show you as how these companies go out of their way to engage in stalking me on whatever street at whatever time as they get the opportunity. That's what Amazon Prime just did again, coming down C Street at this time of night in order to engage in monitoring me. License 4NJN325, monitoring me personally. Understand that. All right, because they're already monitoring as an entity. Amazon Prime wants to show their logo. They want to directly participate. That's a demon that wants to directly engage in it while they are also monitoring the documentation. That appetite for that wicked conduct is what will result in such employees going to federal prison. All right, and holding companies and those in positions reasonably held accountable for such conduct, because it is now known that the government's engaging in state surveillance. It's not a secret anymore. And you shall be able to reach into a company and hold them accountable. There's not going to be any anonymity. Oh, I don't know who. So they're going to go to federal prison for that, period. That's what Amazon Prime just did. License plate 7859890. That's the obsession that is demonstrated as they engage in the P.O.C. You're not delivering a package. No. That's not legally real. That's not what you're doing. You're not addressing the P.O.C. You're engaged in the P.O.C. And that is clear. That is also what controls. You are documented in relevant position and you are intentionally engaging in. So I'm just letting you know what is the motive with these demons wanting to directly participate and engage in this demonic activity. It's not just criminal. Understand these are demons. This obsession, this appetite to engage in monitoring is demonic conduct. And it is demonstrated as I'm documenting again, as you're prosecuting, I'm just identifying what is a company that's engaging in demonic criminal activity. And that ongoing appetite, that need that Satan has to satiate that's going to result in federal prison. It's an impermissible threat. Okay, so like I said, that's exactly what Amazon Prime engages in. And Amazon Prime merely represents the people of the state. They have an ongoing issue with that. You're dealing with Satan. Satan is to be bound up appropriately with federal legislation and dealing with that. Go on ahead if you want to. If you don't like your freedom. It's currently 8:35 p.m. This is P.O.C. 4KGX 672 and P.O.C. at Inland Conservatory for the Performing Arts, demon stalking in that parking lot and engaging in what is activity creation. Extraordinarily loud laughter. It's a method of activity and doing so as I'm crossing path and I remain molested with directed light. It's audible activity. License 7U VL200. License 8JSW 584 5ZGW 564. And it's currently 8:36 p.m. And I'm at again C Street and Euclid Avenue at 8:36 p.m. 8LDR451. 8ELX816, license plate 8NLC273 7JHP125 8 I can't wait for that one 6DHF731 I believe. Those are minions hurrying up, crossing path, hurrying up to get documented while they're hurrying up to molest. That's really what they're doing. And this is their whole system that's broken down. It's not even headlights, but this whole system of directed light and all this business. These are a pack of demons that are stalking from intersection to intersection as I walk, right? Because this entity stole my vehicle. You're talking about what is stalking with directed light from intersection to intersection. It is not their headlights. That's literally understanding you're stalking while they're stalking with light. 5FWE280. 7GFG288. 8RYZ972, DGC571, that's out of state. Group stalking at Ontario Town Square. Got a demon stopped in on the side of the sidewalk to maintain light. 7DRR429 is monitoring with that demon that's maintaining positioning on the sidewalk at Ontario Town Square. License 8, it's 8:38 p.m. and again, aiming light. Yes, the headlights are a method of light, but this is a demon that is aiming with light, manifesting light, hiding behind a vehicle. Okay? It's directed light that they're stalking with. From intersection to intersection. That's a bunch of sickos. All right? License plate 8W42847 is the minion that I'm referencing. All right? It stopped on the side of Ontario Town Square while I am standing at the intersection and then proceeds to drive in slow motion next to the curb, and now it's proceeding at the green light at C Street in Euclid. 7RXK255. It's 8:38 p.m. I am walking past what is Wells Fargo at 240 North Euclid Avenue. I'm walking south on Euclid Avenue. 7WUD958, 6UHK359, 7HQA147, 8G, I can't really see that one. 7PNT460. License 8XAY980. demon touching with directed light, 8EGV116. Monitoring with the other demon, engaging in a specific act of terrorism, sitting next to the meridian in the middle of Euclid Avenue, aiming light, directed light. That's a demon manifesting light, as opposed to what would be headlights that are substantially bright. No, they're demons that are manifesting light. You're understanding what they're doing at nightfall. They're stalking all around, pacing all around with directed light while they're engaging in manifesting light. 8PGU280, license 8TLK556, 8XZX861, 5HZA480, 8BSN761, I believe. 8BSN761, I think that's correct. License 7THH435. KONG171. I'm a King Kong these demons in federal court. That's what's going to happen. That's what's happening. 4PGC 805. It's so hilarious how demons refer to themselves like there's some sort of bad chick, like there's some sort of queen. You're a stalker. You're a demon. AG 80888. And what part of the game is that? What queen goes around stalking somebody else? Oh, you thought nobody was going to know? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think so. It's 8:43 p.m. License plate 8WYU377. BM79V14 paper. All right, and this demon sitting at the meridian, aiming light at the opposite end of the street. This license plate of this vehicle. It is, let's see, 8UK. Hold on. 8UKV084. That's ongoing facilitation. And I remain with more than one shadow. Let me get these demons over here. License 6SCZ940, 8VKC845, 6ZBC765. All of their presence is all about me. They're a bunch of demons. 8TGK058, molesting 00561K3, all of them molesting. 8WWW261, that's why they're here, to engage in a sex offense, and they're going to get credit for that. 8R87539, 8RIV253, U88-1V2, U88-1V2, that's Utah. License 7KER806, license 6ZQV537, 7KER806, 3VMU026, 8RIV253, 6FOR752, BF-M6629, Arizona, 6TKA906, 72518F3, 8EVJ970, 7JDN, I can't see the rest of them, 6WJN702. Demon stalking with hazard lights, and then this demon hops out of their vehicle. License plate, I'll get all of these right now. License 8FZF637, stalking on the side of where the Verizon, the nightclub, I'm on Euclid Avenue. They're all stalking. 7UHF083, sitting around in their vehicles while I'm reading the other license plate. This is Minnesota license plate, DGC571, 6VME518. Monitoring with the demon that's on the opposite side, a little more south, right ahead, with their hazards on. That's a demon stalking in the path with light. 6BNV897, 7TCD250. License 4PGC805. That's amplified audible activity and directed light. I still maintain more than one shadow. That's a demon. 6YDV846. 7HTV423. 6KBP944. Monitoring with this demon using their flashers. That's light activity. That's massive facilitation. That's a threat to your life. That's grounds for federal prison while you're monitoring my documentation. And that demon is license plate 7VAC023. Looks like an overweight Latino male wearing a backwards cap, an off-green, olive green, appears from my vantage point. It is nightfall. T-shirt, olive green T-shirt. That's P.O.C. sitting on the side of the road while I'm reading license plates. That's the demonic pattern. And I do maintain more than one shadow. engaging in facilitation, which is creating that light activity, doing so at Euclid Avenue. Euclid Avenue and what is B Street, near what is Furniture Dreams. There's documentation of that venue as well. And everyone in relevant position to me, they're monitoring, which includes the Ontario Police Department. Those demons remain stalking, as they have already generously demonstrated that before you. I don't hate to say it. They're stalking right now. They're monitoring. 6THF 473, 6K, I can't say that one. 4YWJ 049 molesting, 8TFW 545 molesting. It is currently 8:47 p.m. Bus 1330, Omnitrans 154. I can't really see it, but that's Omnitrans, and that's the bus number. And it's 8:47 p.m. and they are crossing path. And they know that I'm here. They've already demonstrated their use of their bus line to engage in stalking and terrorism and harassment. I know exactly who I am, where I am. And it's 8:47 p.m. just like the rest of the people of the state. But like I said, I've documented a bus line engaging the P.O.C. and that's how they use their bus line. And when you engage in that, and it's also documented by one who you don't want to do that to, that's going to be applied to what is the rest of your ongoing mind state while you're engaging in an ongoing P.O.C. It's very telling. 76250A1, license 59665F1. That's very, very telling. License 8XSX199, and guess what? It's also telling about the rest of the people of the state as well. They're one entity. 8BVK500. When you engage in conduct, it is you're always giving something up. Remember that. You're always giving up something. The more you engage in the conduct, you're giving it up. You're giving up what you're doing. It's not a mystery. Anyway, it's 8:48 p.m. I read that license plate. 7YTF967. 6BOK 960, 7JBU 525. It's 8:49 p.m. and that's a molestation as I walk across Hope Boulevard. That's what I was doing right now, and I'm approaching the Ontario Museum at 8:49 p.m. and the pattern of conduct continues. It does not stop, but I have returned. This is documentation for what is a day of stalking by the government, where it is that I go all day long as I go and return, which is what my documentation shows. The entity engaged in an ongoing ceaseless pattern of stalking, and that is because I am subject to surveillance by the state of California. It is currently 8:49 p.m. and this is P.O.C.